Welcome to OOTO TV, the out-of-the-office investigation from the past into the future of health. This time we're discussing life changes in an instant. Hello everyone, I'm Bob.
And I'm Sue, here with you on OOTO TV. Today we're diving into a topic that, well, it resonates with so many of us. Life changes in an instant. It's incredibly exciting to explore how moments, big or small, can just profoundly redirect our paths.
Absolutely, Sue. We're exploring how these sudden shifts, these, remarkable aha moments can indeed be the spark for incredible personal transformation. We'll examine how internal change can happen in a flash, and then crucially, what it takes to transform that initial flash into lasting, fundamental change.
And it's vital, I think, to declare right up front, life changes in an instant and can significantly impact your health.
That's right, Sue. We'll discover how embracing and guiding these instant shifts, particularly through the lens of emotional intelligence, directly influences our well-being, our whole state.
Today, we'll journey through the concept of those electrifying instant breakthroughs, contrasting them with the consistent effort needed for truly permanent change. It's not always easy.
We'll explore how emotional intelligence, things like self-awareness, self-regulation, and motivation are absolutely central to harnessing these moments. We just can't really do it without them.
And we'll see how critical social skills like empathy and collaboration play, well, an immense role in leveraging these rapid changes, not just for individual success, but for collective progress, too.
Ultimately, you'll hear why targeting life changes in an instant results in significant impact on mental and physical health.
And how targeting life changes in an instant exponentially leverages actualization that results in improved mental and physical health. It really scales up.
You'll also learn why targeting life changes in an instant specifically for your needs builds healthy routines and habits, making it personal.
And finally, why targeting life changes in an instant requires you to have a basic routine, a health plan, daily diet, and sleep circadian routine and process to provide the desired result for mental and physical health. You need that foundation.
Life changes in an instant. It's such a thrilling thought, isn't it? We've all heard stories, or maybe even experienced them ourselves, where like a single moment profoundly alters a life's trajectory.
Exactly, Bob. The sources highlight this beautifully, mentioning events like Camp Nerd Fitness, where over 300 rebels experienced a massive success, or even just reading a powerful book. Think about that immediate afterglow, that burst of confidence and changed behavior after a mental breakthrough from an article, a candid conversation with a doctor, or, a life-changing event.
Yes, the story of someone reading Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Workweek on a miserable day and immediately deciding to buy nerdfitness.com just 9 years ago, not knowing how it would work, but instantly having a new path.
Yeah.
That's, wow, an incredible example of how internal change can happen in an instant.
This is where it gets really interesting, maybe a little challenging. While change can happen in an instant internally, the sources are clear that long-term change happens over time with consistent action taken. It's not just the flash.
That's the critical distinction, that 10% contrary view, right? And an afterglow can burn out, leading back to old habits like returning to a couch potato lifestyle with Domino's after a 4-day health event. Guilty as charged, maybe.
Maybe. The true goal, as our sources emphasize, is to transform that afterglow into everglow, making fundamental changes that become your permanent new normal, not just a temporary high.
So how do we capture that initial spark and make it last? The wisdom here points to consistent daily action, prioritizing change so it becomes, well, habit.
A great approach is embracing small, permanent changes rather than temporary, drastic ones. For example, don't go on a diet, ever. Instead, make a fundamental change to your relationship with food, like drinking less soda permanently or cooking one meal at home each week. Small steps.
Or, if you're inspired by a powerlifting seminar, don't just admire it. Sign up for a recurring class or a powerlifting meet. This builds immediate and ongoing commitment. You lock it in.
The key is to take action now. Make the first step so small it's easy to start, and be okay with taking imperfect action. Don't wait for perfect.
This is directly aligned with creating lists of things to accomplish, ensuring the next step is small, actionable, and specific, and giving yourself rewards that, actually support your goals.
This consistent, deliberate action is precisely how targeting life changes in an instant specifically for your needs builds healthy routines and habits. It's not just about the flash, it's about the follow-through.
Now let's connect these instant changes to the bedrock of personal effectiveness, emotional intelligence. The sources overwhelmingly show that EI, far more than IQ or technical skill, is the determining factor for success in any profession and for leadership.
It's truly remarkable, Bob. Daniel Goleman's work, based on studies across hundreds of organizations globally, reveals that from the most modest jobs to top executive roles, emotional intelligence is key. This is particularly true in a world of constant change, where new challenges demand new talents like adaptability and team formation. Things shift fast.
And this is where life changes in an instant and can significantly impact your health becomes incredibly clear. Managing emotions is managing health.
Right. Let's dig into the core EI components. First up, self-awareness, the internal compass.
This is the capacity to understand our emotions and their effects. It's about knowing what you're feeling and why. Comprehending the link between your feelings, thoughts, words, and actions. It means understanding how your feelings influence your performance and knowing your basic values and objectives. Really knowing yourself.
Think about an investment partner mentioned, a brilliant guy, but totally irascible and unaware of how his anger just abused those around him. Nobody wanted to work with him, obviously. Or Harry, the executive, who talked about sharing power but then reverted to taking control in a crisis, undermining trust because he was blind to his own contradictions. That disconnect is huge.
Yeah, remaining blind to our own problems can imperil careers. Studies show that failing executives are often those unwilling to recognize errors or listen to feedback. It's a major block. This lack of self-awareness prevents learning and change, making working with them a true nightmare, as the source puts it.
You're listening to OOTOTV with research by author Paul Bulow. But this internal compass, this self-awareness, it helps us make crucial decisions too, using our gut feelings, those deep sensations about what is right or wrong, like the doctor friend's decision about a health center, or sadly, the brilliant lawyer who lost everything after losing the connection matters.
Okay, moving to self-regulation. Managing the inner world for outer stability. This is the ability to manage our emotions so they facilitate tasks rather than interfere. Control, basically.
It involves being conscious, delaying gratification, and quickly recovering from emotional stress. It's about inhibiting impulses, not letting emotions hijack you.
Here's where the link to health is undeniable. Chronic stress, characterized by toxic levels of cortisol, can physically damage the brain, leading to erosion and atrophy of the hippocampus, a key memory center. That's scary stuff.
It really is. It's not just that acute stress can temporarily incapacitate us, but that its chronic persistence can have a permanent dulling effect on our intellect. It literally damages your brain over time.
Consider the studies on London civil servants. Those with little influence over their work had a 50% higher risk of coronary heart disease symptoms. That's huge. Lack of control is stressful.
And a persistent conflict with a superior is so stressful it can end up undermining our immunological resistance. Your body literally suffers.
But the good news is we can learn to self-regulate. The brain's brake neurons in the prefrontal lobes send calming messages to the amygdala, helping us maintain a clear mind. We can train this.
Examples include police officers who calmly de-escalate angry situations, or a flight attendant using humor to diffuse passenger agitation. It's a skill in action.
Learning relaxation techniques like meditation can actually recalibrate the critical point that triggers the amygdala's alarm signal, leading to quicker recovery from emotional hijackings and even reducing their frequency. Practice helps.
This clearly supports targeting life changes in an instant, results in significant impact on mental and physical health. You take control, you improve health. Simple as that.
All right, third component, motivation, the drive for purpose and achievement.
Motivation, yes. Our deep impulse to move towards goals, take initiative, be effective, and persist despite setbacks. That inner fire.
It's about achievement drive, commitment, initiative, and optimism. Star workers often possess an intuitive understanding of their best skills and how to leverage them. They know what works for them.
They choose decisions that keep them focused and stimulated. They create their own momentum.
What's fascinating is that the most powerful incentives aren't external, like money, but internal. People feel best when doing what they love, even if another task offers more money. Finding that passion.
This leads to the flow state, where a person is fully absorbed and energized, totally in the zone.
Optimism is key here. Optimists view failure as a lesson for future improvement, not a defeat, a learning opportunity.
As a German executive said, errors are authentic treasures, a true opportunity to improve. Love that perspective. It reframes everything.
This unwavering drive helps immensely when targeting life changes in an instant exponentially leverages actualization that results in improved mental and physical health. Optimism fuels growth.
Now let's look at social skills. Navigating a world of constant interpersonal change. As our workplaces evolve, these skills become increasingly essential really.
The ability to adapt to changes, catalyze transformation, and leverage diversity are now crucial. It's not optional anymore.
It's no longer about the lone genius. The modern world, especially in fields like R&D, thrives on teamwork. Collaboration is everything.
The power of leadership now hinges on interpreting the human context, understanding the flow of human energy, and exercising social judo to make things happen. Reading the room, managing dynamics.
Empathy comes first. It's about understanding others' feelings, needs, and concerns, truly seeing their perspective.
In sales, it's about listening and understanding what the customer truly needs. Building trust. The old stereotype of the fast-talking salesperson. It's out. Empathy wins.
Empathetic, trustworthy sellers are far more effective. Connection matters more than charisma sometimes.
This is vital when companies face moral dilemmas like Levi Strauss dealing with child labor in Bangladesh. Their innovative solution, keeping kids employed while providing education, demonstrates leveraging empathy for a socially responsible outcome. A win-win.
And on the flip side, stereotype threat shows how unconscious negative expectations, even implicit ones, can severely undermine performance, particularly for minority groups. It's a real cognitive burden.
It creates a mind-emotional environment that activates the amygdala and restricts cognitive abilities. Stress literally shuts down higher thinking.
Leveraging diversity, then, means valuing the different perspectives and knowledge that diverse individuals bring to the work itself, enhancing productivity and flexibility. It's a strength.
Then there's influence, communication, and conflict resolution. Key social tools.
Effective communication means clear, convincing messages. Influence is about guiding others towards a desired goal, anticipating reactions, and knowing when to appeal to logic versus emotion. It's an art.
Poor communication from leadership, like a manager who suppresses emotions or gives vague, unenthusiastic feedback, can be demoralizing and reduce productivity. It kills motivation.
2/3 of U.S. workers cite poor communication with bosses as a barrier to doing their best work. That's a huge number.
Conflict resolution demands diplomacy and tact, fostering open discussion and finding solutions that satisfy all parties rather than resorting to threats and demands that just poison negotiation. Finding common ground.
Okay, finally. Teamwork and networking. Building synergistic relationships. The modern quest is for great teams. As one Silicon Valley investor put it, what is missing are great teams.
The idea that the success is achieved by leaning on those who are different from us is key. Diverse strengths make a stronger whole.
Teams that function synergistically, where the group's performance far exceeds the sum of individual bests, are the gold standard. That's where the magic happens.
This involves collaboration, open communication, and shared emotional capital. A positive group dynamic.
Networking or establishing contacts is a hallmark of star workers. It's not just about making deals, but about cultivating relationships, building genuine connections.
Companies like Egon Zehnder International demonstrate this by fostering a global network where everyone shares profits based on overall performance, removing internal competition and promoting mutual support. A one-for-all model.
This fosters a psychological safety where honesty and accountability thrive. People feel safe to contribute and take risks.
It reinforces why targeting life changes in an instant exponentially leverages actualization that results in improved mental and physical health is possible by creating supportive environments. The context matters.
So let's pull this all together. As we've explored on OOTO TV, while that initial flash that life changes in an instant moment is incredibly powerful, it's really the continuous cultivation of our emotional intelligence that turns a fleeting spark into a permanent, transformative everglow.
Yes, Bob. It's about recognizing that these crucial competencies, self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills, are not fixed traits, but learned habits. Things we can actually develop and strengthen over time.
We learned that targeting life changes in an instant results in significant impact on mental and physical health. Understanding and managing emotions directly influences our stress levels, physical well-being, and resilience. It's a direct link.
And how targeting life changes in an instant exponentially leverages actualization that results in improved mental and physical health. By fostering internal drive and social effectiveness, we can achieve far greater personal and professional fulfillment. We unlock potential.
Furthermore, Targeting life changes in an instant specifically for your needs builds healthy routines and habits. The power lies in breaking down big aspirations into small, actionable, consistent steps, making permanent positive changes, tailoring it to you.
The sources highlight the importance of continuous feedback, practice, and overlearning these emotional competencies. Training programs should focus on practical application through simulations, not just theory, ensuring learning translates into real-world behavior. Practice makes permanent.
The Kaizen principle of continuous improvement, breaking down ambiguous goals into concrete steps, is a prime example. Small, steady improvements add up.
Even in fields like reemployment, developing emotional skills like optimism and initiative significantly improves success rates. This means the ability to adapt, connect, and self-regulate is key to thriving in uncertain times. These are survival skills now.
So what does this all mean for you listening in? In a world constantly in flux, where traditional structures are giving way to agile, team-based work, our emotional intelligence becomes not just a competitive advantage, but really a necessity.
Indeed, Sue. Targeting life changes in an instant requires you to have a basic routine, a health plan, daily diet, and sleep circadian routine and process to provide the desired result for mental and physical health. It's about building that solid foundation of self-understanding and practical habits. That foundation allows you to not just survive, but truly enjoy your journey amidst constant change, to thrive, not just cope.
Perhaps the ultimate challenge then is to ask ourselves, are we merely reacting to the instant changes around us, or are we actively cultivating the emotional strength and agility to shape them, making every sudden shift an opportunity for purposeful growth? Food for thought.
That's all the time we have for this OOTO TV investigation.
Thank you for joining me, Bob, and thank you to our listener for this incredible, deep exploration.
You're listening to OOTO TV with research by author Paul Bullo.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep growing, and embrace the power of change.